Hello, once again, Shaker Heights Varsity baseball fans, and welcome into enemy territory. Here we are at Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Shaker will be wearing their black away uniforms here today, and it's going to be an interesting lineup. Just about all seniors in the batting order, except for Braden White, who's the catcher in today's game. But other than that, we're really just looking to see how Shaker will do against their rival once again of the GCC. Both of these teams were in the Lake Erie League last year. Now they're in the Greater Cleveland Conference. Both of them made that switch over. The reason being, you just got to let that rivalry continue moving forward, and continue to see it in football, baseball, and all of those high school athletic events. Now here we are. Shaker baseball had a win streak of 4, but that one just ended a couple days ago against Brunswick. They lost to Brunswick in a 7-2 affair on the road. Here they are on the road once again, and so Shaker just needs to bounce back with a good victory here, an expected victory here against the Cleveland Heights Tigers. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here in a very chilly and gray game here in Northeast Ohio. It's what we expected all week long. Of course, Shaker going on the road on Friday to face North Allegheny, that Pennsylvania school. It should be a much warmer game by that time, but we'll see. We'll tell you all about it when we get to that point. Thanks for joining. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call from Cleveland Heights. I'll be here for the call all game long. Thanks for joining. Again, Shaker in their black jerseys, those gray road pants. The Heights Tigers in their all white looks. The Heights in their main primary colors are that yellow gold color. You see that in the thumbnail of this live video, and then that black. You got black numbers with the yellow outlining right behind those jerseys. So, Brett Moore is the leadoff man here today. O'Shea Howard in the on-deck circle to get us started. Behind him going to be Will Tagan and Will Berglund. You don't mess with those 3 and 4 guys. They haven't just about all season long. Brett Moore, number 1 on the back of his jersey. Sorry we're not going to be able to show the pitchers here today, just the way the baseball field is worked out. We're only going to be able to get that camera angle on one or the other. We decided to show you the guy swinging the baseball bat. Here's the next pitch from number 17. Cut on and missed from Brett Moore. There's another strike to him. Brett Moore, I believe, the shortstop here today. He's always a middle infielder. He should be the shortstop here today. And this one cut on and missed. And there's strike number 2. So quickly an ambitious at-bat for Brett Moore. He's already got 2 strikes on him. 1 ball from a pitch off the mark. Here's the kick. The 1-2 offering in there for strike 3. Brett Moore goes down looking his first time up. O'Shea Howard now going to replace him in the right-handed batter's box, and let's see what they can get going. Last time against Cleveland Heights, Heights was only able to muster up 3 strikeouts, but there's already 1/3 of those numbers through 1 out. So here's O'Shea Howard playing second base here today. Number 2 on the back of that black jersey. Here's the kick, the offering from the right-handed dealer, and that one just upstairs on O'Shea Howard. O'Shea has been seeing the ball very well lately. He's picked up in the box a lot more over that past week, where Shaker was able to get those 4 victories. One against Menor in specific, and that was probably one of their biggest victories of this campaign so far. That was a 9-7 affair. Tyler Zach pitched in that game. You'll be seeing him on the mound once again here today. He pitched in that Cleveland Heights game last year as well. We'll tell you more about him when he takes the hill. Here's the kick and the pitch to O'Shea Howard down low. 3 balls to O'Shea Howard now. Much different kind of at-bat than we saw from Brett Moore. And granted, it's really just because of what Gabor has been thrown his way. 3 balls, no strikes. We'll see if Shaker gets their first base runner early. Here's the kick, the offer. And that one laid right in there for strike number 1. That's typically what you're going to see in high school baseball. You're just going to see on a 3-0 count, the hitter's going to take it, and the pitcher's just going to lay right in there. or at least try to lay it right in. And this time he succeeded. Here's the 3-1. That one low. O'Shea Howard's going to take this as ball 4. And he's the first base runner in this one. That's going to bring up Will Tagan. He homered in that first game against Cleveland Heights last year. I believe it was a 2-run bomb for him. And yes, indeed, that was the case. He was one of 2 home runs in that 16-7 victory against Heights on April 26th of last year. He homered along with Will Berglund, so the 2 Wills having a lot of success. Here's the pickoff throw over to second, and O'Shea Howard's caught stealing. So 1 man on base, turns to the second out after he's caught stealing. Great throw by the man behind the dish. Good heads-up play. And there's out number 2. That was a hard throw. And it's always a little bit harder to make those kind of plays, especially in this kind of just really, really freezing temperature. That one, ooh, look down low. Will Tagan, he's okay with the call. He'll check for a signal from head coach Stephen English. He gives it to him. Tagan, number 8 on the back of that jersey. He's got pop behind that bat. Let's see if he can use it here. Maybe get the scoring opening, or excuse me, the scoring to open early. That's what I'm looking for. This one sent right down the middle, but the shortstop handles the throw on the first, and that is out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down go the Red Raiders. Shaker needing to get that offense going early, just as they did in those last couple games. But for now, Shaker's defense is going to take the field. Tyler Zach will be on the hill for you to start us off. We'll tell you more about him when we come back. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullen here with the call from Cleveland Heights, Ohio. And here we are to begin the bottom of the first. Tyler Zach will be your starting pitcher here today, number 22 on the back of the jersey. He actually faced Cleveland Heights twice last year, one time in relief on the mound, and the other time he got the start. In that start, he pitched a complete game shutout, went the full 7 innings on the mound. And let's see if he can replicate that kind of success here in a new year. Here's the first pitch, down low for ball number 1. And Cleveland Heights' dugout already keeping very vocal. Tyler Zach, he has expressed to me that the main issue is that he can't get in his head early in a game. That will run through the rest of the game, and he's just got to clean it up early. This one grounded over to the first base side. It's going to be taken by Tyler Zach. The flip on the first, and that, ooh. Yes, that is out number 1. So, Tyler Zach with a quick out. The main thing is that in that start against Cleveland Heights, only 93 pitches, and pitching a complete game with 93 pitches is, well, that's just a pretty good stat for you if you're Tyler Zach. Next pitch of new AB, this one down low, same way he started off the last guy. And, well, you see how that went. It's definitely a chilly one if you're one of those Shaker players that went to San Diego. You can't be expecting that same kind of weather all throughout Northeast Ohio baseball play, especially here against Cleveland Heights. More up north than a lot of those other schools, like Brunswick, which was down southwest. Here's the kick, the offering from Tyler Zach. This one sent over to the left side and foul. Andrew Burley over there covering third base here today, and that's actually going to bring us to the defensive lineup behind Tyler Zach. Out in the outfield, you're going to be seeing Nemo Crosby out in left field, Will Tagan at center, Colin Richard over in right, and then in the infield, we'll hit you after this offering. There it is, big swing and miss. That's going to be strike two, evening us up 2-2 the count with one away. Behind Tyler Zach in the infield, you're going to see Berglund over at first, of course. That's where we've seen him just about all year. Then O'Shea Howard at second, Brett Moore at short, and then Andrew Burley covering third. Here's the pitch, and that should be in there. And indeed, we get the call. Strike three for Tyler Zach. 7 pitches, 2 outs to begin the bottom of the first. And Polk goes down. So that's going to bring up number 3, West. West, really the number 1 guy of the team. He is one of those 3 guys we noted to look out for here today. Charlie West, he's the first baseman of the squad. This one sent over to the second baseman, O'Shea Howard, the throw on the first, and that is out number 3. So Tyler Zach gets the job done real quick. On 8 pitches, he gets 3 outs, and hopefully he can keep that pitch count down low. Maybe go that complete game just as he did last year. But we will see. Shaker so far in a scoreless affair after 1 with Cleveland Heights 0-0 your score. And back to the mound is number 17 of Cleveland Heights. Due up for Shaker, it's going to be Will Berglund, CJ Landrum, and Braden White. We'll tell you more about their ABs when we come back. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Allen. So Berglund's going to be our first man due up here in the top of the second. He's got some pot behind that bat. Let's see if he can use it. He's the first baseman in today's game, per usual. And let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can open up the score with one swing of the bat. If he is to hit a home run, you would assume it'd be over there on Goodnor Road, out there in left field. However, the issue with that is you have to hit it a little bit over to left center. The reason being is because that field way out in left, not sure if you can really catch it on your camera, but if you go to straight away left, that wall is just about 4 times the height of the rest of it. And so if you're looking for a home run dead left, that's just going to be a bit of an issue for you if you can't get the elevation. Here's the pitch. Down low, another ball to Will Berglund. Berglund, the other half of those 2 home runs against Cleveland Heights in the 16-7 affair. Him and Tagan were really the 2 guys that got the home runs, but also 2 that had good games. Oh, everyone watch out. That foul made its way over near that Cleveland Heights High School itself. But the other 2 that really had good games as well in that 16-7 game, well, you're going to find Marcus Birch, who went 4 for 5. He got 3 runs himself and also an RBI. The other guy, Nolan James, he was a graduated senior at that point. This one's grounded over off the glove of the third baseman, but it's recovered. The throw on a first for out number 1. So there you go. The other name to note from that game was Nolan James, also a graduated senior. He went 3 for 5, got 3 runs, but 2 RBIs in that game. In the April 28th game from last year, the main guy to note, there were only 11 hits in total in that game, none of which were extra base hits. Here's CJ Landrum digging in now, big man looking for a big hit to get the hits going for his team. Here's first pitch down low. Each of these pitchers are throwing it down low for all of those first offerings. We'll see if this is something that continues. Pitcher Gabor with the 2-1. Or excuse me, the 0-1. And that one's in there for strike 1. CJ Landrum, number 25, a senior on this team. This next pitch, ooh, in there. CJ Landrum, a bit upset with that call. However, just needs to recover. Checks over with head coach Stephen English, gets the signal. Now he's back in. Another right-handed batter here today. Here's the pitch. Ooh, upstairs. He thought about it until that first motion forward. However, he held up and took it for ball number 1. Ball number 2. Landrum entering into today with an average of 222. Here's the pitch. This one skied up into left center. Center fielder under it, making the grab. There's the second out of the second inning. So Braden White now is the next man up. The catcher in today's game, Quentin Garnett, will sometimes take that spot. However, today he is out of the lineup. Braden White, the only non-senior in the batting order here today. Tyler Zach is on the mound for Shaker, and he's a junior, however, not in that order. Here's the pitch to Braden White. First one right down Main Street, strike number 1. Braden, number 10. He enters in with an average of 154. However, when he hits it, he has hit it well. This one sent right back into the caging behind home plate. Nemo Crosby coming out of the on-deck circle to take that one and deliver it back to the man in blue behind the dish. Here's the kick and the pitch. That one down low and in tight. So there's a ball to Braden White. White taps his white helmet, and now he's back to it. Bat lifted above his shoulder. This one popped foul. That one's going to be over to the parking lot. And oh, just missed a car. Just barely. Oh, my goodness. So we're going to do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 away. Braden White trying to avoid the strikeout. That one just off the plate for ball 2. Shaker currently entering today with a 7-8 record with this win, trying to get back to the 500 mark. However, the thing to note is that they're 6-5 in the state of Ohio. Of course, that San Diego tournament brought them to a 1-3 record, and Braden White blasts this one over to left. This one's got a chance, and there we go. Talk about elevation over the big wall. There you go. A solo shot for Braden White makes this a 1-0 game. And Braden White rounds the bases. The Shaker dugout clears. They celebrate with Braden White. And there is our first hit of the game, and it is a big one. 1-0 now your score. My goodness, that one had some distance. It had some elevation. It just checked all the boxes, and so 1-0 is now your score. First hit of the ball game. First run of the ball game. So now Nemo Crosby digs in, right-handed hitter. Here's the first pitch to him from Gabor. Cut on and missed with that big green bat. Here it is, lifted high above the right shoulder. Gabor already up to 28 pitches. Here's the 29th. Cut on and missed at a pitch up high. Nemo Crosby entering in today with the average well below that Mendoza line of 200. 0.62. He's just trying to get that back up and healthy. That one off the plate and upstairs. That's going to be ball number 1. 1-2 the count to Crosby. Number 13 on the back of that black jersey. Here's the first pitch, or excuse me, the next pitch, not the first pitch, my goodness. That's going to be off the mark once again. We're evened up, 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 away. A lot of 2s up on the scoreboard. Now a 1-0 game, courtesy of Braden White's big home run. Here's the pitch. And he went down low. A drop third strike. They apply the tag for out number 3. So, the top of the second only provides 1 hit, but it's a big blast from Braden White, making it over the wall in left field and making it a 1-0 score. So, Shaker's defense comes right back out. Tyler Zach follows suit. He picks up the ball from the mound. Let's see if he can continue to cook out here in Cleveland Heights territory. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call from enemy territory. We'll be right back. And Tyler Zach back on the hill. He's the starting pitcher, the junior for Shaker Heights. He's really that 2 guy in the rotation. He was supposed to pitch yesterday against the Brunswick Blue Devils. However, that game got postponed due to poor rainy weather. Still gray if you look up above. However, no drizzling, no precipitation as it were so far. Again, it's really supposed to warm up this weekend and moving forward into next week. That's going to be much, much better Shaker Heights baseball weather. Northeast Ohio, in Northeast Ohio, you're not exactly blessed with the best conditions. However, the best you can do is manage through it. Tyler Zach, before this game, was wearing 5 layers, and he was saying to me, I can't pitch in all of this, and I just got to work through it. And so here he is. He's pitched some cold games, obviously, through his time here at Shaker Heights. It's rare that one pitcher through your entire pitching career with Shaker doesn't pitch in a rather chilly one. Tyler Zach, number 22, with the offering. And this one blasted it. This one to left center, and it's off the wall, just barely missing the home run by a couple feet. Here's the throw into second. And, oh, my goodness, he didn't round first, so he stays put with a no-out leadoff single in a 1-0 game. That could prove costly with a big hit there. They're evened up with hits now, 1-1 in that department. Nick Square now 1 for 1. He's really the guy with a lot of pop behind the bat for Cleveland Heights. You got some other guys with more hits, but more so singles than anything else. You see that from that one guy, Gallagher. You'll see him later. Austin Gallagher, the second baseman, number 4. He's got a .375 average, but he's only got 12 hits, 11 of which are singles. This one's sent over the glove of Brett Moore. That's going to get down another single. So back-to-back singles puts him in scoring position for the Tigers, and we'll see if Tyler Zach can just clean up this jam. Nobody out here in the Cleveland Knights baseball field. Forgot to mention, Braden White catching the balls and strikes for Tyler Zach here today. He's the man that sent that home run way above left field wall. Next pitch from Tyler Zach and a new at bat. This one sent over to the right side, foul. Here's number 14, Cullis. Tyler Zach to 13 pitches now. This next one's going to be his 14th of the appearance. Tyler Zach leans forward, gets the signal from catcher Braden White. Now here's the pitch. This one's skied up. This should be playable. And we're going to get the infield fly rule called by the infield umpire. So, there's out number one. And that'll bring up number 16. Difference between Shaker and Cleveland Heights is you're getting a lot more size with Cleveland Heights. These are just bigger kind of guys coming up to the box. And here you're going to see it again with number 16, Aiden, the batter. So the good thing is if you're Tyler Zach, it means a bigger strike zone. But it means more than likely more power behind the bat. That's the negative. Here's the kick, the offering of a new AB. And that one, ooh, just missed down low. Runner on first, runner on second for the Tigers. Tyler Zach trying to work out of the jam. This one grounded over to third base. Andrew Burley throws on to second. O'Shea Howard to first. And they get the double play. They turn two. Tyler Zach had back-to-back singles, put him in scoring position with nobody out, but they get out of the jam. Big double play turned by Burley, Howard, and then to Berglund, and there you go. We're through two now. 5 more to go. Thank you very much for tuning in. Shaker up in a 1-0 deficit. We'll be right back. My name is Vaughn Ullum with the call. So now it's going to be Colin Richard due up, the senior wearing number 7 on the back of the uniform. Shaker leads 1-0 after the solo home run from Braden White. Just in the top of that second inning. Richard, the 8th guy in a 9-man batting order, due up as well is going to be Andrew Burley. This one grounded over to head coach Stephen English off the hand. Try to play it over there in foul territory. Unfortunately for him, not able to make it happen. But due up behind Andrew Burley, you're going to get the top of the order, Brett Moore, to cap off the 3 guys. So here's the next pitch from Gabor. That one down low. 1 strike, 1 ball to Richard. Richard entering into today with an average of 143. Only 2 hits so far on the campaign. Here's the pitch, that one upstairs, and he fouls this one away behind home plate. And ooh, I think that hit a car. Everyone watch out for where you park. You saw it on Lake Catholic as well. It's that parking lot is in really great position to get hit by a baseball. And so if you don't want your insurance getting involved, here, Colin Richard rips this one into center. However, the center fielder ranging forward, he makes the grab. Good contact, just not exactly the best placement if you're Richard. So that's going to bring up Burley, another senior. The third baseman in today's game. He was the first guy to pick it up to turn 2 to end that last inning. Burley, number 23. We've seen him a couple times in the designated hitter position, but here he is acting as third baseman. I believe it was the designated hitter in that Twinsburg game. Shaker winning that one 2-1. Brett Moore pitched a beauty of that one. That one hit off the mask in the swing from Andrew Burley. So that'll go for strike number 1. Burley stands back in, another right-handed hitter. Not sure if we had any left-handed hitters for Shaker so far. Here's the kick and the pitch from Gabor. That one down low. That's going to even us up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the next one. Oh, tough call. Typically been calling that one upstairs. Been a shorter strike zone throughout the day. However, a different kind of call there to Andrew Burley. So now Burley's got 2 strikes to him. And now this one fouled over near the the Cleveland Heights High School building. One nothing your score. Braden White with a solo home run in the left field over that ginormous wall. Out to straightaway left. Now here's the pitch to Andrew Burley off the mark. Burley looking for something good to hit, and he's making Gabor work for it. Here's the pitch. Upstairs. Bring us to a full count, Andrew Burley. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Gabor had 2 strikes on him what feels like a little bit ago. Now Burley's worked it all the way to full. Here's the next offering, and that's going to be down low. It'll be the second walk issued by Gabor so far. The first guy to walk was O'Shea Howard. He got caught stealing. Hopefully Burley doesn't have that same kind of luck. Brett Moore representing the top of the order. He's the leadoff man here today. 0 for 1 so far. He struck out his first time up looking. Here's the pitch. Low for ball number 1. Shaker's dugout keeping vocal. Whenever you hear whenever a ball is called to one of those Shaker batters, you can hear Connor Adams, really the heart of the team over there in the dugout. You can hear him go, oh, and that'll always put a smile on your face whenever you hear that over on the bleachers. So, you got 2 balls, no strikes to Brett Moore this time around. And now this one in there for strike 1. Brett Moore not satisfied with this umpire so far. After that first strikeout, he was shaking his head in a bit of surprise. But the best batters just need to adjust to whatever strike zone is given to them. So 2-1 the count to Brett Moore. Next pitch. And that one very mumuch looked down low. However, the umpire calls this one strike 2. Brett Moore really not satisfied with that call. 2-2. We're evened up in this count to Brett Moore. Here's the pitch. This one cut on. And right up to the middle, this one could be turned two for a double play. However, they don't make the throw on the first. That's just going to be out number two. Brett Moore will be over there at first. So mark it down as a fielder's choice play. And O'Shea Howard, who walked his first time up, is now to the box. O'Shea Howard with all those pink accessories, pink gloves. Sometimes you'll see the pink sleeve on his left arm, however, not the case today. O'Shea Howard's been seeing the ball a lot better of late. His current average 273, which entering into that final game against Menor, or excuse me, after that final game against Menor, he was batting 136. So he's more than doubled his average in a week. Here's the next pitch to Howard. This one grounded, and that one's going to get through the shortstop and third baseman. That's going to bring Brett Moore to second. He'll hold there, and Will Tagan is due up next. And you know the big bat of Will Tagan can do some damage here in an RBI position. O'Shea Howard now 1 for 1 with a walk. Pretty good start to his day at the plate. It's a cold one here, so one hard hit ball can really kind of make your hands feel a bit weird, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Any baseball player would know what I'm talking about. But let's see what Will Tagan will do. Here's the pitch. Down low. It's going to get away from him. So Brett Moore advances from second to third. O'Shea Howard follows suit right behind him. From first to second he goes. And that will move two guys into scoring position for Tagan. Tagan taking a big hack outside of the batter's box. Now he'll step back in. Tapping the tip of the bat to home plate. And now here we go. Next pitch to him. Cut on. This one's slammed into center. That one's got some distance on it. However, the center fielder makes the running grab. And that is out number 3. So, Tagan so close to bringing in 2. However, the center fielder makes a great play defensively. Cullis is the name that you can credit with that one, and that will take us to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call. Your score still 1-0. Shaker leading on the road. Tyler Zach back on the mound. He's our starter here today. Shaker up by 1, looking to keep it that way here with this performance from Tyler Zach in the bottom of the 3rd. Each team is even with 2 hits each. No errors defensively so far. Here's the first pitch of a new inning, and at bat, this one sent right back into the caging behind home plate. Braden White catching the balls and strikes for you here today, and he's the reason that the scoring has opened up here early in this game. He got that long home run over the left field wall. Here's the kick in the pitch on the 0-1. That one's in there for strike 2. Good pitch location from Tyler Zach. Just a bit low, but it'll catch it. The batter currently McIntyre. Now with an 0-2 count to him. Here's the pitch, and that one upstairs for ball number 1. Tyler Zach now with his 20th pitch, going to be making its way to home plate right now. Here's the kick, the throw. That one just upstairs. 2-2 now the count, we're even. McIntyre with his first plate appearance. Here's the pitch. And he calls him out. Rings him up on strike 3. So Tyler Zach continues to pitch pretty well. That's going to be strikeout number 2. And out number 1 of the bottom of the 3rd. Holland, the new batter, wearing number 9, and he's the 9 guy in the batting order. This one popped up on the infield. Brett Moore ranging back just onto the grass, making the play. So that is going to be out number 2. 2 good outs for Tyler Zach here in the bottom of the 3rd. Again, last year he pitched the full, complete game shutout. Winning it was Shaker 6-0. And now here's the next offering of a new AB. That one looked a bit in tight, but ruled strike number 1. These batters seem to get a little aggravated with this umpire so far. They continue to look over to their head coach down the third base line, shaking their head like, what is he giving to me? However, again, as a batter, you just got to adjust. Gallagher, the batter, 0 for 1 in the leadoff spot here today for the Tigers. Tyler Zach with a pitch down low. That'll be ball number 1. 2 strikes to Gallagher so far. Tyler Zach looking to strike out his second of the inning. Let's see if he can. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one fouled up. Just barely didn't make it over the caging surrounding home plate. So we're going to do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 away here to Gallagher, who's 0 for 1. Giving you all those stats right there. 26 pitches now for Zach. Now here's the 27th on its way. And that one's in there. Rings him up on strike 3 once again. So he strikes out 2 looking. And Tyler Zach now has 3 in his appearance through 3 innings. So now we'll go to the middle inning number 4. Shaker up by 1. Thank you very much for tuning in. Shaker going to look for more insurance runs when we come back. Will Berglund due up first here in the new inning, the middle inning, number 4. Again, Berglund homered against Heights last year, trying to do so again. So far, hits have been limited. That first pitch down low. 1-0 your score. Shaker leads on one solo home run that came in the second inning. Berglund 0 for 1 to start off his day and looking to change the narrative. Here's the pitch, down low, 2-0 the count. Now the next pitch. This one's popped up, and this should be an easy out for the Tigers. And that is going to be out number 1. CJ Landrum is the next man due up, another big O lineman that's on the football team, but also here on this baseball squad. First pitch to CJ Landrum. Ooh, gonna lob its way in there. Strike number 1 to the big man. Again, one swing of the bat can double this lead, and Shaker could really use some insurance runs. One never feels like enough. This one grounded over the first baseman, and it's an easy ground out for the Tigers. So 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Braden White, the one reason this is not a tied ball game, is back up to the plate. Again, only 4 hits so far, 2 per side. Braden White just with the deciding one. So far, 0 defensive errors as well. Here's the first pitch to Braden White, down low. Here's the 1-0. Ooh, almost ran in and got him. Ducked out of the way a little bit that time. Or I suppose leaned back. I'll make it 2 balls, no strikes with 2 away to Braden White. This is the exact kind of situation he homered in last time. 2 away. And now this pitch cut on and missed. Trying to do the same kind of thing again there. And that's going to be the first strike to him. 2 balls, 1 strike to White. Here's the kick in the pitch from Gabor. This one foul tipped into the glove of Nick Square, the catcher here today. Now, Nick Square, also the name of that Menor pitcher that almost got that perfect game against Shaker. So, Nick Square, man. What a common baseball name here in the GCC. This one sent down the third baseline, foul. And we're going to do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. Gabor up to 62 pitches now. His pitch count much more elevated than Tyler Zach. Tyler Zach with 27 pitches through 3 innings, 20 of which hit in the strike zone. He has been efficient so far. Here's a 2-2 pitch. This one cut on, sent over to the right side. This one should be handled by the right fielder, and indeed it is. Thomas making the grab for the 3rd and final out of the top of the 4th. So we're halfway through this one. Shaker will be coming back out on defense. Tyler Zach back to the mound to protect this 1-0 lead. Thank you very much for joining us here at this very cold ball game at Cleveland Heights, Ohio. We'll be right back. And we're back here for the bottom of inning number 4. As said, we're halfway through this one. Of course, a 7-inning high school ball game. Number 1 is going to be the batter, a left-handed hitter for the Tigers. Tyler Zach back to the mound. He's pitched 27 so far, averaging 9 per inning, 20 strikes so far through the 27. So here we go. Here's the kick and the pitch. This one fouled back into the caging behind home plate. Again, the thing is, Tyler Zach has just been efficient against the Tigers all throughout. Like last year, again, he pitched the complete game against Cleveland Heights. Only on 93 pitches did he pitch the full 7 innings. This one off the mark, ball 1, 1-1 the count. Nobody out here, as we're just getting set for the bottom of the middle inning. Tyler Zach stands straight. Now here's the kick and the right-handed offering. And that one just barely missing. The batter number 1, checking head coach Edwin Mugridge over there along the third base side. Polk the batter. He struck out his first time up. And now here's the next pitch. And ooh, just off the plate for ball number 3. 3-1 the count. And a 1-0 score. Shaker Heights leads it on the road. Really needing these 2 Cleveland Heights victories if they want to get back in the win column in the GCC. But in total, again, they're 7-8, trying to even it up at 8-8. That one lined right to the glove of Nemo Crosby, making the grab. That'll be out number 1 of the bottom of the 4th. So that's going to bring up West. Charlie West, 0 for 1, the guy we were all told to watch out for. That one in there, strike 1. Tyler Zach really using this larger strike zone to his advantage. This is the kind of thing we saw from Casey Robinson, that he adapted to the strike zone and he did so effectively. This one sent down the third baseline. It's going to land foul to the left side of the third baseline out in the outfield. I'll go for a strike. Again, Charlie West batting over 470 on the campaign so far. It's Tyler Zach's job to lower that here with his appearance. Here's the pitch. That one down low. Tried to get him down low, chasing on 2 strikes. However, he holds up. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Tyler Zach now up to 35 pitches. The next pitch to Charlie West. That one going to be sent up the middle. Will that get through? No. O'Shea Howard with the backhand and the throw. And it looks as though he beat that one out. So, one man on, 1 man away. So 1 man on, 1 man away. Tyler Zach checks the runner over at first. West is the man over at first. That first one in there easily for strike number 1. Nick Square, the catcher here today, just barely missed a home run by a matter of a couple of feet. And it ended up as a single. Here's the pickoff throw over to first. He's in safely. Next Square wearing number 2 on the back of the jersey. He's really the reason as to why Cleveland Heights has as many extra base hits as they do. And it's not many, but this Nick Square kid is the reason why they have more than the rest of the team. Here's the pitch. Cut on, missed. Square aggressively sends his bat right back behind his shoulders. He was mad about cutting on that one. And that's going to be strike number 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Tyler Zach with the 0-2. This one fouled up and over the caging and not hitting a car. We saw that earlier. Just barely missed another one over to the right side of the first baseline as well. Tyler Zach leans forward, gets the signal from Braden White, junior to junior. And now this one just down low. That'll be ball one of this count. It felt like a longer at bat than usual. That was pitch number 40 of Tyler Zach's appearance. Number 13 of the inning. Here's the next one. Popped up, and this one could hit a fan, and luckily it doesn't. Everyone yelling to watch out behind the dish. So we're going to do it again. Still 2 strikes on this kid, Nick Square, who's 1 for 1 on the day with the single. Still a cold one out here. No sun in the sky. All gray surrounding this Cleveland Heights baseball field. Tyler Zach leans forward, gets the call, stands right back up. And now the pitch on the 1-2. This one, a hot shot. O'Shea Howard picks it up. The flip on to Brett Moore. The throw on the first. And Shaker turns 2 for the second time today. How about that? Shaker hasn't done it in what feels like a long, long time, but today, only through 4 innings of this one, they get twice a double play. So one of those assistant coaches for Cleveland Heights really aggravated with the call out of the umpire. Not going to take it back. So there's out number 2 and 3 here today. On the bottom of the 4th inning, we're through 4, 3 more to go. Nemo Crosby, the first guy due up, wearing number 13 on the back of the jersey. We got the 7, 8, 9 guys due up here for the order. So Cleveland Heights actually winning in hits, however not winning the ball game, and isn't that what matters? 1 home run is the 1 run we've got, and that came from Braden White. Here Nemo Crosby tried to send it over the glove of the shortstop, but a leaping grab by that man right between third base and second. What an athletic play from number 5. There you go. So that's going to bring a quick out number 1 to the top of the 5th, and Colin Richard, the senior, now digs into the right-handed batter's box. Here's the first pitch to him, and that one just catching the strike zone for strike number 1. 1-0 your score. Shaker leading, looking to get their record back to 500 and go 8-8. That one just down low. He's called that a lot throughout the day, however, just a different kind of look that time. McIntyre, the man who made that incredible grab over there at shortstop, shout out to him. Here's the 1-1. Upstairs and tight, ball 2. Colin Richard 0 for 1 on the day so far. Here's the 68th pitch from Gabor. And that one is off the mark. Ball 3. 1 strike, 1 away for Richard. Still a cold one out here. And that wind is not helping behind me. Here's the pitch. That one down low. That's going to be ball 4 for Richard, so he does keep with the stat of 0 for 1, but now he gets the walk, and he is a base runner here in the top of the 5th inning. Man on first. It's going to bring Andrew Burley to the plate. He also walked his first time up. 3 walks now issued by Gabor. Only 2 strikeouts for him. Not a great ratio for him. That's the pickoff attempt over at first. Richard, one of the speedier guys for Shaker, and we've seen him be thrown in the pinch runner position a lot this season. Here's the pitch to Andrew Burley. Catcher up quickly, threatening a throw on the first. However, Richard, he's chilling over there at first. But he definitely is a threat to steal second. Next pitch to Andrew Burley. That one's most definitely in there. Strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. 1 man on in a 1-run ball game. A lot of ones up on the board. Burley looking for a good hit here to at least advance Richard forward. And this one's going to do just that. Burley finds this one through. Shortstop and third base. Richard makes his way over to second. And that is going to bring a man into scoring position for the top of the order. Brett Moore, number 1, gets his signal over from the man in red on your screen. Head coach Stephen English over there as the third base coach here today. Of course, assistant coach Joe Welsh over at first. And now let's see what Brett Moore can do here in the RBI position. Some insurance runs would be helpful. And here he's looking for a bunt. This one popped up into the caging for strike number 1. Two men on with 1 out. Brett Moore 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Struck out looking on a pitch up high. Here's the 0-1. Cut on missed. Here's the throw down to first. And they threw Burley out over at first. That's going to be out number 2. Burley, I guess, just with a bit too big of a lead. Not enough reaction to make his way back to first. And still the guy over at scoring position. Richard takes his lead off of second, but there's out number 2. So Brett Moore now in a bit more of a tense situation, as you don't want to be the last out of an inning. Here's the pitch. And, ooh, he's been calling that all game long. 1-2, the count, 2 away. Brett Moore 0 for 2 on the day. Runner over at second is Colin Richard taking his lead. Here's the pitch. That one upstairs. He took the hack at it and popped this one foul into that caging behind home plate. O'Shea Howard would be the next man up if he gets the opportunity. He's currently in the on-deck circle wearing number 2 on the back of the jersey. Let's see if he gets the opportunity. Brett Moore with a hit here can drive home the second run of the ball game. We'll see. Richard leads off of second. Here's the throw, and Brett Moore fouls this one away once again. One and two. We're going to do it again to Brett Moore. This is going to be the 78th pitch of Gabor's appearance. There, the catcher lost it between his legs. He will recover and throw this one back onto the mound. 78 pitches now for Gabor. The statistic for him is only 45 hitting the strike zone. Hasn't been too aggressive. This one lined in there. Richard rounding third. He's making his way home, and he's going to be in there safely standing, running his way through. There, Shaker going to double their lead, and now a throwing gallery out here on the infield. Brett Moore makes his way all the way to third, and now it's an RBI opportunity for O'Shea Howard, number 2, as he makes his way to the right-handed batter's box. And Shaker's dugout is amped up. 2-0 now your score. Shaker continues to lead out here on the road. O'Shea Howard 1 for 1 on the day. Now here's the pitch down low. If it gets away from Nick Square behind the dish, we might see Brett Moore try to make an advancement to be the third run scoring. Looks as though we have a man in relief warming up for the Tigers over there to the left of that third baseline. Brett Moore taking the lead off of third, inching closer. Still 2 outs. Time for O'Shea Howard to do some damage. 2 balls, no strikes to O'Shea Howard, however. Gabor now up to 81 pitches. Here's the 82nd. It does get away from the catcher. And it is going to be ball 3. However, Brett Moore not going to make any sort of move forward. Top of the 5th, 2-0 your score. That one down low for ball 4. 4 pitches earns Howard a walk, and so Will Tagan's the next man due up. Runners at the corners with 2 away here in the top of the 5th. It's already a 2-run ball game, and now it looks like we're going to get a mound visit as head coach Edwin Mugridge of the Tigers makes his way to the mound. We'll see if we get a substitution, a pitching change as it were. And it looks like that is indeed the case. Mugridge making the signal to the bullpen. And so we're going to step away for the warm-up pitches. We'll be right back after that one's all said and done. Runners at the corners, 2 away. Will Tagan, who's 0 for 2 on the day, will be due up. The new guy on the bump for the Tigers is going to be Gallagher, who's typically the second baseman, but here Austin Gallagher is on the mound. So now it's time for Will Tagan to do some damage. Runners at the corners with 2 away. We just got that second run to come across for Shaker. It's now a 2-0 score. First pitch, this one fouled over and almost making its way into a window. And it looks like it may have just bounced off of one. Will Tagan 0 for 2 on the day. Hasn't struck out at all. He's put it in play to get those outs. However, he just Want to spot it a little bit better if you're taking at this point. Oh, this pitch gets away. Brett Moore makes his way over to home plate at first, but now he'll go back over to third. He thought better about that one. Brett Moore standing off of third. It's O'Shea Howard standing off of first. Still a chilly one out here today. Now the time is 6:06. We had first pitch set for 5 o'clock. Still some scheduling confusion between GCC schools. We were thinking this one might have been at 4:30. Nope, it's at 5. We'll take and blast this one into center field. Does this one get down? It does not. And that's going to once again be out number 3. Same thing we saw last time. RBI opportunity for Tegan. Right off the bat, you think that one's going to get down and score some, but that's not the case. So there we go. There's out number 3. And the second run for Shaker did come across on an RBI from Brett Moore. Unfortunately, he does not score himself, but Tyler Zach is back on the mound to continue this lead moving forward. 2-0 is your score here on the road on what has been deemed the Battle of Lee Road. We'll be right back. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Vaughn Ullum. I'll be back for the call of the bottom of the 5th. And we're back for the bottom of the 5th inning. Big wind gust coming in there. Not helping the temps at all. That one will be Tyler Zach's 43rd pitch. 30 have so far hit the strike zone. That one did not. This one grounded over and took a great bounce over the head of Andrew Burley. It'll be limited to a single as Crosby reels this one in shallow left field. However, there you go, a leadoff base knock for the Tigers can maybe get their momentum going. It's only a 2-run ball game. RBIs coming from Braden White as he got that solo home run early in the ball game, and then Brett Moore just moments ago. And you can see Tyler Zach trying to warm up his hand as well, blowing some heat into it. And hopefully that's not going to get to him. But here's the pitch. This one's sent into center field. Pagan not able to get there. It's going to drop into shallow center. And so 2 straight leadoff hits with nobody out is going to bring Aiden, the third baseman here today, wearing number 16. Tyler Zach now to 46 pitches. Or excuse me, 45 pitches. Aiden 0 for 1 on the day. And here's the next pitch to him. This one down low. Braden White keeping it in front of him, not letting those runners advance forward. Tyler Zach leans forward, gets the signal, stands upright. Now here's the kick in the offering. And a bunt, or at least the runner, Aiden, was showing bunt. But that pitch almost ran in and got the batter up high. So Aiden backed out of that one, and that'll bring us ball 2. 2-0 the count now. Thomas stands off of second. It's Cullis standing off of first. Tyler Zach going to take the force out at third. And good move there by Tyler Zach to get the force and make that bunt pretty unsuccessful. Now it looks like we're getting a substitution now. Number 7 going to be the batter, taking over for McIntyre, the shortstop in today's game. Number 7 is the new man. Tyler Zach continues to blow heat into that closed fist of the right hand. I'm going to follow suit. Not a warm one out here. Hopefully, when Shaker goes over to Pennsylvania, it's going to be that same kind of weather as it should be here. Should be reaching those low 70s on Friday. And then moving forward into further that weekend and also early into the week, we're also expecting those warmer temperatures. Hopefully that holds. 2 men on, 1 away in a 2-run ball game. One swing of the bat could give Heights the lead. And that's what he's trying to do there. This one's skied into left. Nemo Crosby raging back, making the grab, almost tumbling over. Now throwing this one in, not letting any of those runners tag forward. And that's an out number 2. So 2 leadoff singles. And now 2 straight outs. Tyler Zach now back into that groove. So he's 1 out away from the second to last inning. That top of the 6th would be next. And now Holland, who's 0 for 1 on the day, is up in an RBI position with 2 men on and 2 away. Number 22, Tyler Zach, checks the runner at second, no motion. Now here's the pitch. This one grounded over. Brett Moore takes it, handles the throw across over to first, and that is out number 3. So 2 men get on to start the inning. And then after that, 3 straight outs, 1 on an unsuccessful bunt, and that really set the tone moving forward. Good outs from Shaker Heights there. Tyler Zach getting out of the jam, and that will take us to the top of the 6th inning. Shaker Heights leading this one 2-0. Let's see if they can hang on or maybe here extend their lead in the top of the 6th. We'll be right back. My name is Vaughn Ullum with the call. Will Berglund, the first man, due up here in the top of the 6th inning? Berglund, the first baseman here today, due up behind him would be the designated hitter C.J. Landrum and the catcher Braden White. So 2 seniors and a junior due up. Again, in this batting order, all seniors except for that Braden White. He's the junior. Now Berglund steps in. And trying to get another hit after his hitless performance against Brunswick. And here's the first pitch to him. This one cut on and sent down the third baseline, but lands foul past third base. So there you go. Strike number 1 to Berglund. Gallagher was replaced as now the relief pitcher here today. The final numbers for Gabor, pitched 83, 46 strikes for him. He allowed 2 runs, both which were earned on 4 hits and 4 walks. No one's been hit by a pitch, I don't believe, yet. No, Tyler Zach neither. Here's the next pitch from Gallagher, and this one's sent into center field. Is that one going to get down? Indeed it will, right in front of the center fielder, and that'll get down for a lead-off single right in front of Bain. Bain has taken over the duties out in center field. Not exactly sure why, but that's the new name out in center field. Gallagher now to 5 pitches. Berglund stands on first with nobody out. Landrum, the new batter, the designated hitter in today's game. If you ever see him out in the field, you'll see him typically over at first, or actually you'll typically see him somewhere on the infield. We saw him over at third in that home game against Menor. Landrum trying to give Shaker a bit more insurance runs before they head into the bottom 2 innings. This one sent up the middle, and the second baseman Holland can't handle the hop, and that's going to make its way into shallow center. 2 leadoff singles, same as Heights did in their last inning. Hopefully Shaker can do something different here in this position. Braden White and now it looks like we're having a pinch runner. It's going to be Cole Klein taking over for C.J. Landrum. Landrum, not the fastest of the bunch. So we're going to get Cole Klein, typically the left fielder, to be sent in. Braden White 1 for 2 with a solo shot early in the game. If he can have that same kind of success now, it'll more than double the lead. So let's see what happens now. Berglund stands off of second. Klein stands off of first. Braden White now steps into the batter's box. Bat lifted way above the right shoulder. Here's the first pitch to him. And this one cut on it. It's crushed into left center. And that makes 2 for him. Over the wall again. 2 home runs for Braden White, and he rounds second, now making his way across third. And Braden White, with 2 home runs, makes it a 5-run ball game. How about that? Have yourself a day. Braden White now celebrating with his team at home plate. And now they make their way to the dugout. 5-0 now your score. And Cleveland Heights' dugout is silenced. My goodness, Braden White, 2 home run day for him now. And in that game, that 16-7 game here in Cleveland Heights last time Braden White was here in Cleveland Heights territory, he struck out 3 times. So he is getting his revenge here once again. So, how about this? Still nobody out in the top of the 6th inning, by the way. Nemo Crosby pops this one up, and it looks like that's going to change. This one played by the infielder over in right, and that's going to be out number 1. Richard now will make his way in. Braden White, holy cow. Some long shots into at first left and then the left center. And that one was hot off the bat. And it was really just a line drive. Didn't have a lot of elevation on it. If he had hit that the same way he did into that left field wall, it would have hit off of that tall wall. However, 2 very different swings, 2 different home runs, 2 different locations. So there we are. There's ball 1 to Richard. 0 for 1 on the day so far, but he walked his last time up. Let's see if he can draw that same kind of at-bat this time around. And with that kind of pitch like that, he's already halfway there. 2 balls, no strikes to Richard. Here in the top of the 6th inning and a 5-0 score. Only 1 out now after Nemo Crosby's pop out. And this one lined in the left. That's going to get down as well. Make Richard 1 for 2. And now Andrew Burley is next. Burley 1 for 1 on the day. He also walked his first time up. Here we are, top of the sixth, continues to be cold. Here's the pitch upstairs, and Burley sends this one down the third base line, and it'll be a one hop to the wall, but unfortunately it'll land in foul territory. So that will be strike number one to Burley. This time, if he makes that same kind of swing, just a couple more feet that way, it'll be fair, and it'll be an extra base hit for number 2-3. Gallagher up to 14 pitches. Here's his 15th, making its way right now. And this one down low. He's trying the steal attempt is Richard, and he is safe over at second. Big steal for number 7. And Shaker trying to extend their lead if they can a little bit more. Against Cleveland Heights, a big rival, you're always going to want to lay more runs on them if you can. Now, it's also going to give them some more confidence moving forward into the next GCC games. Of course, tomorrow, Shaker taking on Mayfield at home. That's not a Greater Cleveland Conference game. However, it is going to be just as important. This one going to get down. Trying the dive was Polk out in left field. Burley rounding first. He makes his way to second. Richard scores, making a 6-0 ball game. Bring us back to the top of the order. Brett Moore, number 1. And as cold as it is, Shaker be ballin'. And now it looks like we're going to get a mound visit. And it looks like we're going to get another guy in relief on the mound. So we're going to take a moment to step aside for the warm-up pitches. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will be right back. My name is Vaughn Ullum with the call of the game. The next pitcher is going to be McIntyre. He made that great defensive play over at short earlier in this game. It was a hot shot that he made a leaping grab for. Something we would see out of Fernando Tatis. Brett Moore 1 for 3. First one cut on and sent over to shortstop. And the new shortstop is going to make the throw on the first, and he'll do so efficiently for out number 2. That is going to move Burley from second to third, however. Burley now 90 feet away from being the 7th run of the ballgame. Howard now stands in wearing number 2 on the jersey. Here's the first pitch to him down low. Almost got away from him. We'll see if Burley makes a move forward and tries to be that that 7th run. O'Shea Howard 1 for 1 with 2 walks. So let's see if he can get on base one more time. Maybe drive home a run with a hit. This one, another pitch down low for McIntyre. Catcher telling McIntyre to just take a deep breath and relax. Already a 6-run score. Not anything for him to preserve now. You just got to keep this score where it is. That's his job right now. Here's the next pitch, down low. It's going to get away. Burley making his way to home plate. Here's the slide. Also tripping up the pitcher, so he's down. And we're making sure he's all right. Burley made his way in with a head-first slide for run number 7. But yeah, that pitcher, McIntyre, took a stumble as he tripped over the sliding Andrew Burley. Now it looks like McIntyre is going to stay in the game. Now it looks like we're also going to get a warm-up pitch in there as well. Just one. It's going to bring O'Shea Howard back into the batter's box. McIntyre to 4 pitches now. 3 balls to O'Shea Howard. Here's the next kick and offering. And that one's in there for strike 1. That warm-up pitch is maybe all he needed. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 away. That pitch down low, ball 4 to O'Shea Howard. That's his 3rd walk of the ball game. He's also got a hit, but who's counting? 4th time on the base paths. 7-0 is your score. Shaker leading here in the top of the 6th. Will Tagan gets the signal, and now he's back into the batter's box. He's currently 0 for 3 here today. Haven't struck out, so he's put it in play. He's gotten 2 flyouts to straightaway center. And here, that one can make its way through just past the glove of the shortstop West. And O'Shea Howard rounds second, but he'll stay there. And now it'll be 1 for 4 for Will Tagan. Still 2 away, but now there's 2 men on. Berglund's going to be the next man up. Berglund stands in the right-handed batter's box. Howard off of second now. It's going to be Tagan off of first. Berglund 1 for 3 on the day with a run as well. First pitch to him, down low. Catcher Nick Square threatens the throw on to West over at first. However, Tagan is back in without the throw. Will Berglund with 1 strike on him. 2 away with 2 men on here in the top of the 6th inning. It's been probably the longest half inning we've had so far. This one cut on, sent over to the left side and foul. Had some power behind that one. Already had 2 home runs in this one, courtesy of Braden White. He hit 1 to left field with a lot of elevation, rainbowed its way out of here. And then for the one in left center from Braden White, making it a 5-0 score. It was really just a hot shot line drive. Not a lot of elevation, but just a lot of distance behind it. And here Berglund's looking to do something again. This one has some distance on it, but in front of the fence, it's going to be Polk coming down with it and making the out, number 3. So that's going to take us to the bottom of the 6th inning. Shaker extends their lead to 7 with a 5-run 6th inning, and let's see who comes out to the mound. Should be Tyler Zach unless we get a man in relief, but we'll tell you more about it when we come back. Thank you very much for joining. My name is Vaughn Ullum with the call. Here we go for the bottom half of inning number 6. Shaker just had a great top of the 6th. 5 runs coming across. Now 10 hits for the squad here today. And the other thing is Shaker hasn't had any defensive errors, which is exactly what they needed after the 5-error Brunswick game. This one fouled over to the left side, over near that softball field to the left side of the third baseline. That game ended quickly. That was between Menor and Cleveland Heights. And not sure who won, but hopefully it was a good game. This one sent over to the right side. That one's going to get down a hit for Heights. And now the throw back in to O'Shea Howard, and so a leadoff single. I feel like we've seen this a lot this game, a lot of leadoff singles. However, Tyler Zach has been able to work out of them, and that's what makes it a 7-0 score. Here's the pickoff throw over to first. Back in safely is the runner. And here's the pitch off the mark. Only 53 pitches for Tyler Zach. What an efficient pitch count he has worked so far. Not exactly sure how you're working it that well, but here we are. Here's the 1-0. This one fouled back into the caging. One and one the count. Nobody out, but a man on first is Gallagher. Here's the 55th pitch of the evening from Tyler Zach. That one just a bit too elevated. Continues to be a cold one, maybe a little bit of a windy one. And the next pitch from Tyler Zach, cut on and miss. That's strike 2, evening us up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Tyler Zach looking for a clean ending to his outing. We'll see if he goes the 7th as well. And with such an efficient pitch count, wouldn't exactly be surprised. That one upstairs. They brought in Wesley Lewis here today. He was supposed to pitch against Heights here today, but because Tyler Zach didn't get the call yesterday because that game was postponed due to inclement weather, he's getting the start. Wesley Lewis was supposed to be in relief. There's ball 4, however, and we'll see if maybe Wesley Lewis will come in relief. But Lewis has only pitched in 1 game, and that was against Lake Catholic. And he was set to pitch today, but just might not happen with the efficient pitch count so far from Tyler Zach. So a leadoff single and now a no-out walk will bring us to a RBI position for number 3, the batter West, Charlie West, the number 1 guy on offense for this Heights squad. And here's the first pitch of the at-bat upstairs. West 1 for 2 on the day. Only 5 strikeouts in this game. That's the interesting stat. Typically, you'll get more than that. That time, it'll foul tip into the glove of Braden White. White having 2 home runs on the day. 1 solo shot and 1 3-run bomb in the left center. Tyler Zach trying to get out of this jam and keep it scoreless, and that pitch right down Main Street for strike number 2 will bring him that much closer. My goodness, it is cold. Just hits you out of nowhere. Here's the 62nd of the outing for Tyler Zach. The next pitch to West. This one's sent over to the right side. And here's the throw on to second, trying to turn 2, and they won't here. It'll move us to runners at the corners with 1 away. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 7-0 is your score. Shaker leading it here on the road in the first game of 2 against this tough rival of the Heights Tigers. Nick Square now the batter. guy with the most power of the team, batting 308 entering into today, 1 for 2 so far. That first one in tight to him for ball one. One away now, 2 men on, one at each of the corners. And now the next pitch from Tyler Zach in there, strike one. Zach has only struck out 3. The other side, Gabor, only struck out 2, but he walked 4, so not exactly a good ratio for the Heights starter here today. The good thing about Tyler Zach is he hasn't hit anyone, which has been a rare occurrence for him. This one fouled over to the left side, over the head of Andrew Burley, over at third base. Here's the next pitch, and that's going to run in and get him. There's the commentator jinx, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Literally has not hit a single batter all game. And right as I mentioned it, there you go. 2 strikes on him, and he hit him in the leg. It's what happens. Same thing happened with Brett Moore's no-hitter against Twinsburg. Mention it immediately. Boom. Knock into left field. Shocking how that works. So now bases are loaded. You can blame me if you want. And that one upstairs and inside for ball number 1. You really don't want to end your shutout appearance on a walk-in with bases loaded. Hopefully that's not the case. But Thomas is 2 for 2. This one off of the bat, sent up into the caging for strike number 1 on the foul ball. One and one the count. We're evened up. Thomas 2 for 2 on the day. No extra base hits so far for Heights, but that one knocked into center field. That's going to bring home 1 run, maybe 2. There you go. The throw from Will Tagan in will hold the lead runner over at third. And so it's just going to be bases loaded with 1 out, but now it's 1 run scoring for Heights. We'll see if we're going to get relief in here soon for Tyler Zach. Again, his pitch count isn't high, but in a cold game like today, fatigue can hit you just that much faster. Seven to 1 now your score. Here's the pitch of a new at-bat. This one popped up foul over to the right side of home plate, just behind home plate. On this side of the Heights campus, if you're facing the front entrance to the high school, this baseball field and softball field will be over to the right side. But if you look over to the left side, you're actually going to get that football field for Cleveland Heights. That one down low. One and one the count. 1 away. Now this one fouled right back once again. 2 strikes. A strikeout could be just what Tyler Zach needs to bounce back here after giving up that first run to Cleveland Heights. Tyler Zach leans forward, gets the signal from Braden White, the catcher here today. Now here's the 1-2. This one cut on, sent over to left field. Nemo Crosby trying to get there in time, but it'll fall in. Nemo Crosby's throw home, that had a chance. A good throw it was, however, that's going to be run number 2. So 7-2 now, your score. Let's see if Heights can try and come back in this one. If 5 runs separate the two squads. Tyler Zach now to 73 pitches. Here's the 74th cut on and miss upstairs. He got him. 8-0 for 2 on the day. He's the 7th guy in the 9-man batting order. And now this one sent over to the right side. That can be out number 2. And it must have been dropped, as that'll bring home run number 3. So now one big swing could actually tie this one up, but just not as likely for the little man number 5 heading to the plate. Or excuse me, no one's on second. How about that? What's happening right now? Here's the next pitch. That one in tight. Tyler Zach needing to slow this one down. Now there's 3 runs scored for Cleveland Heights here in this inning. No one's on second. It was a fielder's choice after the out was made. Just tagging were the runs. We're right behind the bullpen here, so can't get the best of looks down that first base line. 2 balls, no strikes to the batter McIntyre, number 5. Here's the pitch in tight, ball number 3. We'll see if Eli Stolfus comes in, maybe Wesley Lewis. Those are the 2 guys set to relieve here today. I'm not sure Stolfus was the number 1 guy to go. I believe it was the freshman Wesley Lewis, but we'll see if he gets his opportunity. Here's the next pitch from Tyler Zach. And that's ball 4. 4-pitch walk will walk the bases loaded. Looks like we're getting a pinch hitter now, as 9 comes in for 3. Tyler Zach now has the bases loaded with 2 away. Holland, not the batter anymore. Or excuse me, yes, Holland is this batter. 0 for 2 so far. And that was ball number 1. Don't want to walk in a run here. Here's the next kick in the pitch. That one just off the mark. Ball 2. 2-0. Tyler Zach now has reached 80 pitches. Here's the next pitch upstairs. 3-0 the count. This might be his last batter of the game, especially if he walks him in. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 away. Bases are loaded in a 7-3 score. Here's the next kick and pitch from Tyler Zach. That one in there. Big strike 1 for Tyler Zach. However, got to keep in mind there's still going to be 3 balls to the batter, Holland. Here's the 3-1, fouled back. So now we work it to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch will be coming your way. It'll be the 83rd pitch, excuse me, the 85th pitch from Tyler Zach on the day. Here's the bases loaded payoff pitch. And he rings him up. Holland thought that would be ball 4. He was motioning to the dugout to throw his bat to that side. However, the umpire disagrees with him. Strike 3 called in Tyler Zach. He does let 3 come across, each of which were earned. However, he leaves the bases loaded, and we enter into the final inning. Shaker leads this one by 4 as we enter into the top of the 7th. Shaker looking for some more insurance runs. We'll see if they get some when we come back. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call in enemy territory. And we are back to the cold and windy and gray Cleveland Heights baseball field. Here in the top of the seventh inning, Shaker's going to look for some more insurance runs. They're already up to a 4-run lead, but that was just cut down from 7 in that bottom of the last inning. We'll see if Tyler Zach returns to the mound. He might, considering the pitch count isn't exceptionally high. That first pitch down low. 1-0 the count to the big man, C.J. Landrum, wearing number 25 here today and all throughout the season. Here's the next pitch for McIntyre. That one's in there for strike one. 1-1 the count. Landrum 1 for 3 on the day. One of the many singles this Shaker team has had. 10 hits, 4 have been for extra bases, 2 being Braden White home runs. Shaker's dugout keeping vocal per usual. 2-1 the count, nobody out here in the top of the seventh. Here's the next pitch to C.J. Landrum. That one 3-1 the count. That one just missing the mark off the plate. McIntyre with now his 15th. There's ball 4. So now we're going to get a mound visit. Braden White's going to be the next man up. If he homers again, my goodness. Already 2 times here today. 1 to left field, 1 to left center field. 2 very different swings and drives. And now he digs in once again, knowing that he has had a day. He's 2 for 3 with those 2 home runs. Landever is the pinch runner over there at first. McIntyre with 15 pitches so far in his relief outing. Of the 15, 7 have hit the strike zone, and now he's going to step off the mound. We're getting time now. Seven to 3 your score. Here's the pitch to Braden White down low. And McIntyre is struggling. My goodness. Cannot seem to send one in. Here's the next offering. That one down low. 2-0 the count. And if I were McIntyre, I wouldn't be very confident in throwing one in the strike zone to Braden White. He's already got 2 home runs here today. This one's fouled over to the right side and out of play. Not exactly sure what just happened. The umpire, catcher, and Braden White are all looking down the first base line at something. But now it looks like we're back to it. 2 balls, 1 strike to Braden White. White raising the bat high above that right shoulder. Landever taking the lead off of first. That next one, did he go? Yes, indeed. Strike 2 now to Braden White. Landever still off of first. The sophomore getting that pinch run opportunity as C.J. Landrum was able to walk his way on. Now time is called. Now Braden White bouncing back and forth in the batter's box, but now he's got a hit. Here's the 2-2. Cut on and miss. There's strike 3. Now we'll see if McIntyre can finally get back into some sort of groove. We're going to see. Nemo Crosby now due up. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Struck out once. Runner on first, runner. Or excuse me, that's the only runner. Double play is in order, but when you've got Landever and Crosby, both two pretty good runners, it's going to be hard to turn two. 1 ball, no strikes to Crosby. Here's the next pitch to him, cut on missed. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. With 1 man on in the top of the final inning, that's inning number 7. 4 runs your deficit. Shaker leads here on the road. Here's the next pitch, down low. 2-1. A lot of pitches for McIntyre so far. 22 already. Here's the next pitch to Crosby. That one right down Broadway. That's going to be strike number 2. 2-2. We're evened up with 1 out. Nemo Crosby entering into today with an average of .062. He's wanting to clean that up here with a hit. Let's see if he can. Here it comes. That time it's upstairs. We work our way full. We're going to have our countdown. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Landever off of first. Here's the payoff pitch to Crosby. Cut on missed. Here's the throw on a second on the steal attempt. That's going to make its way into shallow center. Landever thinking about making his way to third, but he's going to hold off and stay put over at second. So 2 away. That's going to bring up Richard. So now Landever is in scoring position. Now we're getting a talk between the assistant coach of Cleveland Heights and the ump. Not sure what the conversation entailed. Richard 1 for 2 on the day. He walked once. He also got 2 runs for the squad. And without those 2 runs, it'd be a 2-run ball game instead of 4. Landever off of second. Here's first pitch to Richard in there for strike 1. McIntyre now with the 28th. This one sent over to the left side and foul down the third base line. Richard with the bat above the right shoulder. All of these hitters today for Shaker have been righties. That one's down low and away for ball 1. 2 strikes to Richard. The cold really getting to just about everyone out here in the bleachers. You can see it on their faces and the color of their faces. Probably see it on mine as well. Now we're going to get time called by the pitcher, McIntyre. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Here's McIntyre's 30th. And off the plate. Landever going to steal third, but here's the throw over the head of Aiden, the third baseman, and so he's not he's not able to apply that tag in time. My goodness, McIntyre really not having a good inning out here on the mound, and it's not due to the fact that any runs have come across or anything. It's the fact that the pitch count has been worked up a ton. He's 1 strike away, and he's not able to put out Richard. And here it comes. This one grounded up the middle. This should be a routine ground out for the shortstop, Holland. The throw on the first. There's out number 3. So that's going to take us to the bottom of inning number 7. And let's see what we got here. Heights needs 4 runs on 3 outs. Let's see what they got in them. Shaker. Let's see who they send out to the mound as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ulliman. Looks like we're going to get the freshman Wesley Lewis out there on the mound. Let's see how he does. Let's see how we can close this one out. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call in very, very cold Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Wesley Lewis is going to be the new pitcher here for Shaker. He's the freshman who's only pitched 4 innings in varsity, and that was in his start against Lake Catholic, giving up 5 runs, 3 earned. So he's working a 5.25 ERA. So here he is, his first time in relief in his freshman year. Let's see how he can close this one out and if he can do so quickly. 7-3 is your score. Shaker leading. First pitch in there for strike 1. Good pitch from the freshman. Wesley Lewis wearing number 12. He's facing Gallagher, number 4. He's batting a solid 375. Good pitch location, gets him swinging upstairs. One away from a good 3-pitch strikeout to begin your relief outing. That's exactly what you want. Here it comes. And he gets it. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and that's a way to begin your relief outing. Wesley Lewis, there you go, number 12 on the mound. And let's see if he can keep this up. Polk now the next batter, 0 for 2. And let's see if Lewis can make it 0 for 3. Here's the kick, the pitch. In there, strike 1. 4 straight strikes for Lewis. That's one way to really get confidence from your coach as well as a freshman. Looking to see him a lot more next year. There's swing and a miss. Strike number 5. My goodness. How about Wesley Lewis? 5 pitches, 5 strikes. 1 away from another K, and there you go. What is going on? Wesley Lewis. 6 pitches, 6 strikes, 2 strikeouts. Wesley Lewis can keep it coming. Bottom of the 7th, Shaker up by 4. Completely switched the narrative there. And now here's the next pitch. This one fouled over the left side. Strike 1 again. Next pitch, this one sent over. This is more than likely going to get down foul once again, and indeed it is. So he's actually 1 more strike away from an immaculate inning. We'll see if that happens. Wesley Lewis, 8 pitches, 8 strikes. What goes here? Wesley Lewis steps back to the mound. Charlie West, the number 1 guy for Heights. Here's the pitch. In there! Holy cow! You guys just witnessed a great inning. An immaculate inning from Wesley Lewis will end this ball game. 9 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts, and that's how you end it. Holy cow. So we're going to try to wrap this one up quickly. It's a very cold day out here in Shaker Heights. Wesley Lewis with such a great final inning. 9 pitches, 9 Ks to wrap up this ball game. Shaker wins this one 7-3. They will extend their record in the win column in the Greater Cleveland Conference, and overall they're going to get back to 500, going 8-8 now. And now they got that game against Mayfield at home tomorrow, and then after that they're going to Pennsylvania to face North Allegheny. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. Shaker winning this one against the big rival Cleveland Heights and those Tigers. Thanks for joining.